Welcome to Teacher Ed Convocation. Let's get on our feet. Well, welcome these future educators.
Good morning, everyone, and happy Family Weekend. I'm Dr. Elizabeth Hughes, a professor of mathematics education and the faculty chair of the Educator Preparation Program at UNI. It is my honor to welcome each of you, your family, and friends to this 60-second teacher education convocation and celebration. Today we are here to celebrate you and your commitment to the profession of teaching. And what a special time this is for us to gather. In 2 weeks, UNI formally kicks off its sesquicentennial celebration, 150 years of students just like you, coming from the Cedar Valley and beyond, ready to achieve more than you ever imagined. Much has changed in 150 years, but one thing that has not is preparing teachers has been part of who we are. From day one as the Iowa State Normal School, to the days of the Iowa State Teachers College, and now the University of Northern Iowa. It's probably one of the reasons you chose UNI, because we know teaching. But you know what else? You are on your way to joining one of the best groups of professionals around, our Panther Teaching alumni. The theme for the sesquicentennial is Tradition Meets Tomorrow. As noted, our legacy in teacher preparation sets us apart as Iowa's largest teacher education program. Today's convocation festivities continue a tradition that began in the 1990s to recognize your individual commitment to the high level of professionalism that characterizes a successful teacher. And the tomorrow part, well, that's you. We believe that high-quality education is a fundamental right. As teachers, you are at the heart of ensuring all students of all ages in all communities receive an excellent education. As we acknowledge this milestone today, we respect your choice to become a teacher. You are the future of education, and you are our tomorrow. We'll start by introducing a few people, beginning with university and teacher education leadership. Dr. Mark Nook is the president of the University of Northern Iowa. Dr. Benjamin Forsyth, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Studies and Teacher Education from the College of Education. Dr. Mary Black, Dean of the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences. Dr. Greg Briss, Associate Dean of the College of Social and Behavioral Sciences. And Jennifer Anderson, Business Teaching Program Coordinator in the Wilson College of Business. Also joining us are Connie Hansen, the Associate Director of Student Involvement, and Barb Schwamman, the Superintendent of Osage and Riceville Community Schools, and our guest speaker. Thank you all for your commitment to teacher education at UNI and for joining us today. Let's also recognize more than 200 faculty and staff drawing from all our colleges in support of UNI Teacher Education. Please rise if you're with us today. These past couple of years, these premier education experts have been working relentlessly with teacher education leadership to refresh and transform our teacher education curriculum. Changes being implemented this fall ensure teacher preparation that meets the needs of the future for our students, faculty, mentor teachers, school districts, and the communities they serve. Thank you to all faculty, emeritus faculty, and staff who have built the tradition of excellence in teacher education here at UNI. Are there any UNI alum in the audience? Please rise if you're a UNI alum. There we go. Thank you for your contributions to your classrooms, organizations, and communities. And thanks for sharing this special occasion with these students who are committing to becoming Panther teachers. So are you ready to begin our introduction and celebration? Woohoo! Let me invite Mark Nook, President of the University of Northern Iowa, to share his thoughts.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be with all of you. We got to hear the UNI fight song quite a little bit there as we welcomed this large class of students into the room today. I want to take the first few lines of that. It starts out, "Hail our Panthers, we are ever loyal, showing strength and unity." And then just after that, everybody's supposed to go, "Go Cats," all right? This is about that. While we think about the fight song as being something for athletics, think about those words for just a little bit. Hail our Panthers. Hail our Panthers. We are ever loyal to each other, to this institution, to our professions. Ever loyal. That's what this is about. It's about building unity today as well. Welcoming this group of students into the family of professional educators who have their degrees and their education from the University of Northern Iowa. It's a pleasure to have the families of these students with us today, to celebrate this milestone in their education, to be with them as they take this step into a professional career, this education that they're about to receive. I know they've already started it, but this is a formal induction. So thank you for being here, for supporting them. Thank you for helping them get to this point. They wouldn't be here without your encouragement, without your support, without your laundry service from time to time. So thank you for being there for these students. I want to take a moment, though, and just talk to the students. So forgive me, I'm going to step over here and talk to them. You can all listen, though. Hopefully you'll be able to hear, too. So students, first of all, congratulations on taking this step. And thank you for being so committed to this profession of education. My wife Cheryl and I are not only parents, we're grandparents. And this weekend we talked to our 4 grandchildren. And they just started their school last week, right? They live in a different state and they start late, right? That also means they go late, but they started a little bit later. As we talked to them, our first question was, how'd the year go? And our second question was, how'd the year start? Our second question was, who's your teacher? And to hear them light up as they talk about their teachers. They all knew their names. Some of them were incredibly difficult to pronounce, but they all knew their names, and they all shared the experiences of this first week with that teacher and the excitement that they had. You're stepping into that profession of helping young people gain a tremendous education. I couldn't be more proud of you for taking and making that commitment to be teachers, to help young people like my grandchildren, like our grandchildren, get the education that they need to be successful, not just in careers, but in life, right? You do a lot more than teach a subject. You teach them about life and life skills. So that commitment is incredible. Today, celebrate that. Think about it. You've got a lot of work ahead of you to become a teacher, to become a great teacher. And you're all going to become great teachers. I know the education you'll receive here. So thank you for taking this step. Thank you for making this commitment to the children of our future. What I realize is that while you will touch the lives of maybe hundreds, perhaps 1,000 students that will actually be in your classroom, each of them will touch the lives of another 1,000 and those another 1,000. Your impact will be tremendous because you stepped into a classroom, you cared about a child, and you made a difference. So thank you very much for what you're about to do. I couldn't be more proud of you as a group of students for taking and making this commitment. Build unity with this class, and go Cats! Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nook. I now invite Connie Hansen, Associate Director of Student Involvement, to welcome today's guest speaker, Barb Schwamman.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that was pretty good. You can do it better. Good morning. Good morning. Awesome. My name is Connie Hansen, and I get the pleasure of working right here in this building because I am the Associate Director of Student Involvement and also Event Services. And I'm also a 1989 elementary education graduate from Northern Iowa, so I'm also a proud educator as well. And I'm also going to jump on the bandwagon of grandchildren. My first grandchild just started preschool this last week. And I asked her, because, you know, I do that, I said, Nana will take you for a donut if you don't cry. But also, she wants to know about your day, and you have to pick 3 things. So when I took her to Hertz Donut, and she got the biggest donut I've ever seen, it was the size of her face, and I said, what were the 3 best things of your day? And she said, we have a fish in our class called Strawberry. I thought that was cool. We played with Play-Doh, which we don't let her play with Play-Doh at our house or her mom's house. It's gross. And the last thing she said was, I love my teacher, she smiles a lot. And that is so impactful on kids. So just remember, we can kind of learn from 3-year-olds that it's easier to be kind and smile a lot than it is all the other things. So it is my pleasure to introduce your keynote speaker today. It's also my pleasure because Barb is one of my former students. And she was a dynamite student on campus. But then when I got all the things she's been doing since she left campus, I was like, oh my gosh, she's a superhero. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about her adventures in education since she's left Northern Iowa. Barb Schwamman is in her 11th year as superintendent of Osage Community Schools. She's also done a shared superintendent position with Riceville Community Schools, not one school, but two. And I believe that she's one of maybe 9 people in the state of Iowa that do that.
There's actually 57 of us now.
Oh, no, there's 57. There's a whole bunch of people just doing a whole bunch of jobs. So, but before taking over at Osage, she served as the pre-K through 8th grade principal at South Winneshiek. She's previously taught and coached at Howard Winneshiek, Hampton Dumont, Newman Catholic. She coached volleyball, basketball, and track. Goodness. She earned her principal certification from the Iowa Principal Leadership Academy and was superintendent certification from the University of Northern Iowa. She has a master's from Viterbo University and a BA in elementary and early childhood from right here at UNI. She's been an active member of the School Administrators of Iowa, having served 3 years on their executive committee, and she's also served on the following boards: the Central Rivers AEA Advisory Board, Mitchell County Economic Development Board, Osage Chamber of Commerce, Osage Kiwanis, the CUSB Bank Board, and she is in her 7th year on the Board of Control for the Iowa High School Athletic Union, representing the Northeast region. This is where we all go, whew, okay. She also serves as a mentor for new administrators, aspiring principals, and superintendents. She's also a guest speaker in our UNI Ed leadership courses and is a critical friend for our UNI Superintendents program. She also teaches for the UNI Principal Leadership Academy and has been an adjunct professor for Drake University. She teaches summer courses to pre-service principals and has presented in numerous conferences not only in Iowa but nationally. She was nominated for the Iowa Elementary Principal of the Year in 2012. And in 2018, she was awarded the Computer Science Teacher in America National Administrators Impact Award. She was appointed by Iowa's Governor Reynolds for the STEM Advisory Committee in 2020. She was also nominated in 2020, 2021, and 2022 for the Iowa Superintendent of the Year, and she was a finalist in 2021. She's been married to her husband, Pat, for 30 years, has 2 children, Lucas and Libby, who are both graduates from Osage High School, and 2 really cute dachshunds, Ruby and Jack. She has an active family that loves to travel, but when she's not traveling with her family, you can find her gardening, golfing, and boating. So it's with great pleasure I get to introduce Barb Schwamman, one of my favorite former students.
Well, good morning. I thank Connie a lot for doing this. When I was an RA here at UNI, I had nothing but great memories and being a student alumni ambassador. So she is truly a rare gem and such a tribute to this university, and it's an honor to have you speak today. So today I'm going to talk a little bit about why teaching matters more than ever. So I'll try to talk to everybody, but again, it's really student focused. But good morning, UNI students, family, faculty, and friends. My name is Barb Schwamman, and it is a pure joy and honor. When I got this email back in April, I almost went into tears. I'm like, this is so awesome to be able to come back home to the place that I'm so proud of. My alma mater times 2, to celebrate this important milestone in your journey. I graduated in the last century. Okay, it was only 1994, but it's still the last century, with a double major in early childhood and elementary education, a minor in K-6 science, and I also got my coaching endorsement. Little did I know what adventures would lie ahead for me, and little did I know that I'd come back to be a superintendent someday. That was not on my bingo card back when I was your age. But first, let me be the first to congratulate you. To each newly admitted candidate, well done. We need you more than ever. You have chosen a profession that profoundly is important and profoundly needed. Today is not just another event on the calendar. You need to make a big deal about this. It's your commissioning. It's the day you're stepping into a vocation that will change lives. It will shape lives, and it will strengthen the communities that you get put into. Let me repeat. You will make a difference. When I think back on my own journey at UNI, it was absolutely amazing. I love this place. From being an RA for 2 years to giving campus tours, to working in the cafeteria, to being a weekend custodian. Okay, maybe that isn't a great memory. But the experiences shaped me into the person that I would become. UNI prepared me with leadership opportunities and an education that was second to none. I remember the mix of excitement and nervousness that comes with deciding to become a teacher. Some of you may be feeling that yet today. You may be asking yourself, am I ready? Do I really have what it takes to do this today? Let me affirm you right here, right now, that yes, you do. Because teaching is not about perfection. Teaching is about persistence, passion, and purpose. UNI is going to prepare you like no other from the classroom by giving you more classroom time and experiences with teachers who will mentor you, the teachers will challenge you, and they will prepare you for the classrooms of today and of the future. Now let me tell you a story. A few days ago, I was walking through one of our elementary classrooms. The teacher had been working very closely with a student who was struggling with reading, as many kids do. For days, she sat with the student. She encouraged him. She pushed him. And then one morning, just happened to be the morning that I was there in that classroom, his eyes lit up as the student read his very first page aloud. His eyes lit up, the teacher teared up, and I cheered, as everyone knew that this simple moment was so special. And it was then that I was reminded, again, that's why teaching matters. Because you will open the doors that students thought they never were possible. Now, friends, the truth is, the world needs teachers more than ever now. We live in a time of rapid change. Technology is changing education faster than any of us can keep up with, including myself. Our communities are more diverse than ever. Our young people are navigating pressures and challenges that didn't exist a generation ago. And amidst all of that change, what remains the same and constant is the need for someone who will believe in them, someone who will guide these students, and someone who will inspire these students. And that someone is you. Think about it. Nearly every profession begins with a teacher. Engineers, doctors, artists, entrepreneurs, they build bridges. Before that, though, before they build that bridge, they save lives. They all sat in a classroom. They all do big things, but they were all students first, and someone inspired them to go down that road. By choosing this profession, you are becoming the foundation of every other profession. Think about that. Some of you are smiling. Some of you are like, whoa, this is really deep stuff. She needs to just stop, tell some more stories. Yet, teaching is not about the content. Remember, you will teach them math, you'll teach science and writing and history, but more importantly, you will teach resilience, you will teach empathy, you will teach creativity, you will teach critical thinking. You will help students discover not only what they know, but who they are and who they can become. You will be the steady presence when the world feels uncertain. You will be the encourager when self-doubt creeps in. You will be the voice that says, you matter, you belong, and you are capable. That is why I believe teaching is the hardest and yet the most hopeful work that any of us could ever do. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it, friends. There are some tough days. There's some really tough days. You won't always see immediate results. You'll go home evenings exhausted, wondering if you are making a difference. But then, years later, someone may find you, a student. They might send you a note, Facebook message. You might see them out in the street, at the grocery store, or somewhere where you weren't expecting to. And they will say to you, you changed my life. You made a difference. And in that very moment, you will know that all of that toil was worth it. Every late night, every early morning, every ounce of effort. I'll offer just a few quick stories about some of my former students. I want to talk first about Tyler. Tyler was one of my first students in a very small rural school district. He was very shy. He lacked confidence. He could not read. He would cry all of the time as a third grade boy. And we worked very, very hard to build self-confidence, to help him learn how to read. And years later, his parents still will thank me. 26 years later, by the way. And so Tyler was a success story because Tyler now works in the school. Tyler got that self-confidence. Tyler went on and he is helping other kids the same way that I hopefully helped him back in the day. Another student was a deaf student named Brock, who taught me more than I ever could have taught him. He helped me learn, along with a lot of ELL students at the time that couldn't speak English, how to refine and how to modify my teaching to bring it to their level and to remember that it's really about the growth. It's about learning every day and how to make yourself better every single day and by learning every day. Next is a student named Elise. Elise was one of my 5th and 6th grade science students who fell in love with the material around the human body. And at that moment, she said, I'm going to be a doctor someday. And I was like a good teacher would. I said, yes, you are. Yes, you are. And you never know if they're going to do it or not, because becoming a doctor is a pretty lofty goal. but here she is today, a pediatrician, and so it's really fun to watch that. She still inspires me with her research and the growth and her passion to learn every day. And then a young ADHD student who became a teacher, a coach, a principal, and a superintendent that now I get to call a colleague, who started in my 3rd grade classroom, and he was annoying at the time. He was a blurter at the time. We worked on all of those things that you typically would, and he still as an adult does those things. And he's a very good superintendent in one of our area schools. So again, it's so fun to be able to watch people grow from their classrooms and to go live out their dreams. So I'll end with, as you begin your journey, I want to challenge you with just 3 commitments. First, commit to lifelong learning, and this can go for everyone. You cannot pour into others if you are not growing and learning yourself. Keep asking questions, stay curious, seek out new ideas, and never forget your students will teach you as much as you will teach them. Maybe go get a master's, take more classes, but whatever you do, do not become the teacher that teaches the same lesson 30 years over. Change, modify, and grow. Second, commit to relationships. Students won't learn from people they don't trust or people they don't like. Rita, she was awesome with that. The connections you build are the foundation for all of the learning. Care first, and the students will follow. Students will go through walls for you if they know you care. And many of those relationships, they will last a lifetime. And third, and the last one, is commit to hope. The world is always going to have its share of challenges. You are uniquely positioned to help the next generation see the possibilities, not just the problems. Be the person who helps them believe in a brighter future. Be positive, be hopeful. So today, to our teacher candidates, we not only celebrate your admission into this program, but into your admission into a community of educators that believe teaching is the work that shapes the world. You are joining the proud tradition here at UNI, a place that has been preparing outstanding teachers for almost 150 years. To the families, we want to thank you. Thank you for supporting your students in their choice and encouraging to pursue their calling. Yes, they probably could go make money in another major. We get that. They probably could have less stress in another major. But be proud of them, as they truly will be making a difference. To the faculty and staff, thank you for mentoring, guiding, and challenging them. Your investment will ripple far beyond this campus and out into the communities, not only across Iowa, the Midwest, but the whole United States and beyond. And to our students, our soon-to-be teachers, I lean into this journey with you, with courage and conviction. The world needs you. Our children need you. And I believe that you will rise up to the occasion. I'll leave you with this. People sometimes ask me, well, why did you become a teacher? And for years, I would always answer, because I wanted to make a difference. But over time, I've become to realize the more accurate answer to that question is, because I wanted to help others discover that they could make a difference. That is the true power of teaching. Congratulations. Welcome to this noble profession, and thank you for the difference that you make. Let's go, Panthers.
Thank you, Barb, for your insights and perspective. Let's give her another round of applause. So I'm Benjamin Forsyth. I'm the College of Education Associate Dean focused on all things teacher education. So let me also extend my personal congratulations to all of you. This truly is a special time as we recognize our 150 years of commitment to teaching and more. At UNI, we're preparing you to be the very best teacher that you can be. And let me just share a bit of what you are becoming a part of. First, Panther educators are everywhere. More than 1 in 5 educators working in Iowa can trace their path back to the University of Northern Iowa. You'll find fellow alums in 99 of Iowa's counties and 99% of Iowa's school districts. 3 school districts. We gotta find a teacher for 3 school districts. Thank you. There's one close to you. You'll find fellow alums in many homes beyond Iowa as well, and in other nations. Second, UNI Teacher Education is big for Iowa, but that's actually nationally true as well. Did you know that UNI is in the top 1% nationally for the number of students pursuing bachelor's degrees in education at public universities? That puts us and you in rarefied company. Third, all 4 undergraduate colleges plus our online division of the graduate college support UNI Teacher Education. The College of Education is home to about 60% of our teaching majors, and elementary is by far the largest major. It reflects about half of all of our teacher education majors. Elementary ed is big, but we also offer the widest spectrum of teacher education majors in the state, 23 of them, with the College of Humanities, Arts, and Sciences leading the way with 15 teacher education majors. Fourth, it may surprise you, but our graduation rates in teacher education is holding steady, despite some of the challenges of today. Our reputation for teacher preparation in Iowa is part of that, but it's also a healthy mix of traditional students and those who find our online options work best for them, often older, place-bound students or career changers. About 40% of our teacher ed students have transferred to UNI from somewhere else where they started their higher ed journey. A shout out to any of our online students joining us today in person or online. We do have this live streamed. Finally, when you complete your journey to do what you're made to do, to teach, you'll add to a legacy of alumni that 150 years later is 60,000 strong. So it's pretty clear. Teaching starts here at the University of Northern Iowa. Students like you, past and present, are the real-life faces of those statistics. Students who chose and choose to teach. So without further ado, let's recognize this year's candidates who have met the requirements for formal admission to UNI's teacher education program. As our candidates join in the walk of recognition, across this convocation stage, enjoy the images that we share that identify all the teaching majors that we're honoring. Please hold your applause until the very end. Danny Abens. Lucia Alvarez Mendoza. I have a daughter named Luisa. Emmy Anderson. Hannah Baker. Bella Bateman. Mallory Blessing. Ashley Brandt. Sophie Brecht. Eliana Broadbeck. Violet Christensen. Bryce Coyle. Andy Davitt. Julie Dawson. Hayden DePoit. Aaron Epperson. Lydia Erickson. Ava Ferry. Tyler Fix. Carolina Flores. Logan Frank. Corwin Gaines. McKenna Galanitz. Yatsiri Gonzalez. Harper Griffin. Matthew Griffith. Olivia Hansen. Hannah Hartman. Jesse Harvey. Aussie Hayworth. Gabriel Hang. Kara Hill. Adeline Isaacson. Olivia Jackson. Sydney James. Natalie Gentz. Ariel Jimenez. Briley Johnson. Layla Johnson. McKenna Johnston. Lily Joseph. Izzy Kaiser. Connor Kellum. Bridget Kindred. Alexa King. Evan Kinney. Christy Knapp. Caitlin Kroll. Addison Cruz. Kennedy Kuehl. Jessica Langston. Jamin Lloyd. Reagan Luban. Haley Martin. Elena Martinson. Katie Mason. Bailey McGrew. Ella Melko. Harley Miller. Allie Miller. Haley Mulford. Emma Munley. Keely Navra. Josie Nemitz. Laura Novak. Janie Owens. Emily Paulson. Arlie Picker. Carla Picker. Rayanne Platt. Abigail Pollock. Abby Pollock. Addison Rankin. Emma Redelick. Ashlyn Reese. Brooke Robison. Vanessa Rodriguez. Allison Rogers. Elise Sani. Lexi Schmidt. Mia Schrock. Drew Schropp. Lucas Sherbrun. Emma Slaughter. Madeline Slaughter. Hannah Spree. Kendall Stone. Carly Strang. Michaela Summers. Launa Thomas, Cami Thompson, Ashlyn Trostall, Sophia Vicker, Earth Wald, Madison Weiser, Ashley Willenborg, Victoria Woods Lombard, Colby Workman, Felicity Young, and Samantha Zuhl.
Students, thank you for allowing us to recognize and celebrate your formal entrance into UNI Teacher Education. Parents and friends, let's share our applause now. Each of you have received a commemorative pin originally designed by a UNI student to represent your current and future endeavors of teaching, service, and scholarship. Wear it in honor of this moment, your commitment, and the program. And now, would our students rise and join me in the reading of the pledge, which will be shown on the screen. It affirms your commitment to the profession of teaching. Today, I begin the process of becoming an educator. I take the first steps into a profession which lays the living foundations upon which succeeding generations build their lives. I therefore dedicate myself to the advancement of learning, for I know that without it, our successors will lack both the vision and power to build well. I dedicate myself to the cultivation of character, for I know that humanity cannot flourish without courage, compassion, honesty, and trust. I commit myself to the advancement of my own learning and to the cultivation of my own character, for I know that I must model in my own life the ideals that I have dedicated myself to promote in others. In the presence of this gathering, I so dedicate and commit myself. Thank you. Another round of applause. You may be seated. In education, we talk about reflection quite a bit. So take a moment to think about the words you just recited. They form a meaningful statement about the profession of teaching you commit to today. Together, we've marked a milestone and acknowledge your journey. Cherish this moment. As we close, I'd like to turn to the family, friends, and faculty in the audience. Our students often cite a teacher in their family, experiences with teachers in their lives who have inspired them to teach, and the value of family support as key foundations and influences. Faculty in the audience, please rise and stay standing. Will you support students in the process of becoming educators with your time, your expertise, and your efforts to provide opportunities for advancement of learning? If so, answer, I will. I will. Family and friends, please join them in standing. Will you commit to supporting your future educator with your encouragement, your compassion, and your affirmation of their goals? If so, answer "I will." Thank you. Please be seated. Candidates, I welcome you to the profession of educators. Everyone in this room looks forward to the difference you will make in the classrooms and communities of tomorrow. Thank you once again to everyone who joined us today. Students, it's time for the fun part, a convocation class photo. We will dismiss you by rows and take a quick photo, then you can reunite with your families. I invite everyone to enjoy cake and punch outside these doors, go up the stairs. There are more photo backdrops out there. Feel free to take pictures with the banners and props and use the hashtag #FutureUNIPantherTeacher on social media. Have a fun rest of your family weekend. We look forward to seeing you at a future commencement.